You know what really bothers me about the left in particular? And there's people on the right that, overemphasize and do some dumb stuff too, but I mean, as there's so much more of it happening, again, on the left, just because the mainstream media is all on the left, and the House, Senate, and the White House are all on the left. I mean, as anyone with common sense and a brain knows, most of it is in their pocket. And just all the lies and hypocrisy and just plain stupid that comes out of their mouth and somehow people believe it bothers me. And again, it happens, on the right too. Trump did it, McConnell did it, Mitt Romney does it every 5 seconds. There's a lot of them that do it. But again, the mainstream media and celebrities and most, as you saw, celebrities, big business, big tech, the media, minus one or two here or there, all on the left. And those people get away with pretty much murder. Absolute 100% just cluster truck of just stupid. And people believe it. And that really just irritates the holy hell out of me to no end. That's probably one of the biggest things. It's just the level of hypocrisy and lying that they get away with. And then I've literally had people that lost friendships because they're no, they it just turns into Trump or racism or whatever. That's not true. And then you give them solid facts from the FBI, Homeland Security. I mean, there's lots of stuff with actual numbers, and here's what happens with this, and here's what, and you still get told you're a crazy conspiracy theorist, and you're just nuts and racist, and everything's racist. They're and I don't know how the hell it doesn't bother more people. I'm sure it bothers a lot of people, actually. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I mean, what the hell? I'm going to go through a few examples today. Just here and there, and then I'm going to finish off mentioning one person in particular, who I'm pretty sure is the reason people kill themselves, in some sense of it, because he's just so belligerently backwards, it hurts. He has to be doing it on purpose. It's physically impossible to actually have your head that far up your own ass. It really is. I hate to go and throw horrific words in there like that. I haven't done it very often, but I mean, it's possible. You can't be that blatantly ignorant and your head that far tucked up in between your cheeks. I just don't get it. So, I mean, let's first get into all the people saying that they're, everyone on the left, mainstream media, all saying there isn't a problem or a crisis at the border. Well, 1,000 was a crisis under Obama. And all that was a crisis. Remember, that was their crisis. The numbers are way higher than that. Since January, the numbers for unaccompanied minors and people in general, and that was before the pandemic started, January, February, March, all that, beginning of March. But January, February was all normal. And we're 3 times higher than that right now. When DHS is asking for volunteers and for more help down there because there are so many people coming across it and they need help processing, that's a crisis. That's a problem. That's a big, 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 shiny problem. 3 times the amount of people. And now they have, the unaccompanied minors because there's so many of them getting held in facilities that are meant for adults because there's nowhere to stick any of them. There's that many coming across. And they say they do what? They COVID test them, they get their name, their all the important information, and they ship them off wherever they want to go after. I think they said they're trying to get them through in 3 days. 3 days. And then they're sent wherever on the taxpayer dime, might I add. But, they're saying there isn't a crisis. We're not separating families or putting kids in cages. It's the same facilities Trump was using, which are the same facilities that Barack Obama and Joe Biden built. They built them during their administration. And then the second, he's border thing, everything's fine, no one's in cages, we're not separating families anymore. There's no crisis, even though the number's 3 times higher, they're doing the same exact thing. It is the same thing, except the numbers are way higher now, and we're letting it, here you go, bye. They come illegally, they get all their information, they ship them wherever the hell they want to go. Like, I don't see what is so hard to, like, cover everything the same way both ways. Like, clear across the board. How hard is it? I mean, I'm not asking for much here, but 3 times the numbers under Trump, this time last year. And there's so much that Homeland Security is asking for more help to help deal with all of it, and there's kids now overflowing into facilities that are meant for adults because there's nowhere to stick them because there's that many coming. I'm sorry, no matter what your mainstream media says, the actual numbers are the actual numbers. You can look them up. They are there. Like, it's not like they hide it from you idiots. All you have to do is actually look and not just believe everything you're being told. It's not that hard. But hey, you guys keep voting for the people that keep lying, saying there's absolutely nothing going on, so why does it matter? That we can't take care of our own people. We haven't taken care of our own people. We're flat broke and in debt by the trillions every year. But hey, let's just let, tens of thousands of people, like, just, here you go, what? Yeah, take your information, here's your, we'll ship you wherever you want to go, bye, see you later. Probably on government assistance to start out, which is more money going out and hemorrhaging. Like, we got homeless kids, veterans, kids starving to death, opiate crises that we could spending all these billions of dollars we waste on illegals, like to take care of our own godforsaken people. Godforsaken, whatever. But we spend billions on illegals and everything happening at the border right now, which also isn't a crisis, even though I, watched Biden's one lady say that the border's open to the people in Spanish and then say it's not open and it's not a crisis and it's nothing in English. Like, guess what, boys and girls? It's a problem. It's always been a problem. It'll always be a problem. Just funny that the left is the one that proposed the wall and all that. Said we can't have a country without a border, which is true. Like, look at all the other countries in the world. You need passports, all kinds of, border crossings. All that stuff happens everywhere else. Make sure you legally enter. It's not just, hey, look, you're here illegally. Here's a bus ticket or a plane. Wherever you want to go, see you later. I'm sorry, that's stupid. If we can't take care of our own people, why the hell are we taking care of all these people? Like, what in the hell is wrong with taking care of our own? Infrastructure, horrible. Public schooling system, look at our rankings in the world now. Like, that's a huge problem. That has been a problem, but instead of trying to fix that, we're calling math racist, which I'll get into later. But, instead of fixing that, or again, homeless people, opiate problems, homeless vets, the VA being useless, bridges, tunnels, railways, I mean, the list of things that are wrong go on and on and on. We're spending money on this and giving it to other countries and Central America to help them with their problems and all that. Taxpayer dollars are coming from us. It's supposed to help our country, our people, not the rest of the damn world. So why are we spending more on illegals, and helping them out right now in particular, during a pandemic and all that? And people, the people running this thing have all their priorities completely mixed up. And somehow there's idiots, even the one that I think might listen to this. He says he does, at least. I think he's full of it. But, what the hell's wrong with taking care of us and worrying about us? It doesn't make you a racist. I'm sorry. We're broke. We're flat broke. We have lots and lots and lots of problems in our country as it is, and we're hemorrhaging money. Why would we let tens of thousands of more people just continuously, just cyclically come in? Which just puts more damage on, job wages, wages go down because there's more people looking for jobs than there are jobs, wages go down. Cost of healthcare and all that, government assistance, all that stuff, they've added billions of that in this last bill. Billions. Think I'm lying? Look it up. It's a fun read. Actually, it's not. But, all this. Guess what? It's a crisis. You made the crisis. They're wearing Biden shirts. Own it. Please, for the love of God, own it. 'Cause I can't. The hypocrisy and the lying of all of it makes me a very unhappy and very unpleasant person. Probably to be around, but, well, never near people, so I'll never know that. But, damn. Let's move on to Chris Cuomo. He's, not even the particular person, but I mean, we did hear the whole, when he's singing a song, Don Lemon looks at him. And how do you know the words to that song? Chris Cuomo says, because I'm black on the inside. You're black on the inside. What in the world would happen if someone on the right said that? Donald Trump said that. I said that. I'd get reported by somebody. And I'd be thrown off of Facebook and everything else like that. But he says it and they just laugh it off. And even people on the right in the media, like they honestly, at least, like a lot of them were like, he was joking, he didn't really mean it. But think if one of us said that. The whole entire mainstream media and the mob would be coming after him. Look at the cancel culture right now. I mean, Pepe Le Pew just got, thrown under a bus. Everything's getting thrown under the bus. But he says it's something as insensitive and stupid as that. Everyone just laughs it off in the liberals. Like, what the hell? He goes and says something blatantly stupid like that. Everything's okay. He turns around and says that the only reason conservatives are mad about Meghan Markle is because they're racist. And, her complaining and this, that, and the other thing, like, who cares? Well, one, because we think there's bigger things to deal with. Two, has nothing to do with the fact that she's mixed. Like, there's just real things we could be worrying about. So how about we tell her to shut up and not give her all this attention when we have actual bloody problems to deal with? And call me crazy, but, turning around and still calling half the country racist probably isn't the smartest of idea, you jackass. Yes, this is me being completely tired of just hearing it non-stop, and then all you people are my friends in real life that are liberal. Oh no, that's because most of you are. Like, yeah, right. Like, that's because, that's why they, people on January 6th set up pipe bombs outside the RNC and DNC buildings, headquarters, the offices there. They were going to blow up everyone. Because those crazies weren't on anyone's side. They were just crazy people, the ones that, set up the bombs the night before and all that. That was just crazy doing crazy. Just like everyone, those like Chris Cuomo and them were pushing when the whole Whitmer thing happened. They were trying, the kidnapping plot. Like, you do realize those people said they hated Trump too. But now, oh, no, what? They're Trump supporting right-wing crazies. Like, they hated Donald Trump too. You never heard that come out of anyone's mouth. Hell, during all of that, while, Andrew Cuomo, speaking of Chris Cuomo, there's his brother, the governor, is literally doing all this stuff that keeps coming out. We're up to 6 women now. And the nursing home thing, which is just god-awful and disgusting. There was Chris talking about how he was single and how attractive he was. And, the giant Q-tip that he held up, picking on, his brother's, and he needed this one for that big schnoz. Like, they were doing all of that while he was killing all those people. And please try to tell me that none of them knew. All these, like, no one knew. Like, remember, Chris Cuomo said that Trump was just being a scumbag, this, that, and the other thing, for trying to investigate him. Because he actually wanted the real numbers. I know, terrible person. Look, everyone wants it now. It's funny how Trump is a racist and a scumbag and this, that, and the other thing, and just playing political games. But the second, Trump loses the election, bang, suddenly everyone's turning on Cuomo. Like, oh, here's from this and this. Well, damn, Trump's just asking for it since, what, May? And finally comes out after he lost, like, oh, but now we'll turn on him. I think Chris was praising him the whole time, and now all this stuff's coming out. After all the dumb stuff he's done for years and years, where he's still calling half the country stupid, uneducated, ignorant, everything. Then he comes out and says, well, obviously, because of everything going on with my brother, obviously, there's a conflict of interest, so I can't cover any of it. It's like, yeah. You shouldn't, but, like, where the hell were you last summer when you were just throwing all the praise on him the whole time, non-stop, every day? All of you were doing it, non-stop, non-bleeping stop, the whole time, praising him like he was the greatest thing to ever grace God's green earth. You're like, oh, well, I can't cover it with everything. Like, what the hell difference does it make? Through all the women, the nursing home thing, coverage on him from that specific network, which is CNN, on Andrew Cuomo and all that, I'm pretty sure is that like 30 seconds total? Like, they mentioned it for as long as it takes a Keurig to make a cup of coffee? Maybe? It's like, oh, well, we can't cover that. Yeah, I can't do it. Like, it's not like you guys actually are anyway. And then hell, later on, just very shortly after that, you're coming out talking about how, well, I'm black on the inside. Which we all know. Let's see Donald Trump say that. Me say that. Anyone on the right say that. They'd be marked down as racist and cancelled, and they'd be getting attacked all the time. But it's okay if Chris Cuomo says it, because, he's a dumb liberal. You could be as dumb as you want. You can say whatever the hell you want. Be as scummy and racist as you want. You can call for the killings of police. You could lie through your teeth. It's okay as long as you're on the left. Because you have celebrities and big tech and the mainstream media and everyone on your side, to include that scumbag Chris Cuomo. And I can't cover my brother. Well, you guys aren't anyway, so what hell difference does it make? You're not saving face at this point. Even though you're a biased idiot. Shocker. Wonder where we came up with that. Which brings me up to the biggest scumbag ever, and everyone that ever talks to me. And I do apologize to my mother, because normally I'm trying to call her then before she eats, and before she's all like, really gets to sit down, and, bleh, for the day. I'll try to get her then, when the 5 is on. When, like the one, anything I watch, just to hear the dumb stuff that comes out of Juan Williams' mouth. It's terrible. And my mother has to deal with it normally. So does Chuck. But it's mostly Mom. And I don't know how the hell this guy still has a job. Like, I really don't. Talk about how Congress needs to act, and they did such a good job when everyone worked together to pass this the Save America bill, whatever the hell they're calling this thing. Pretty much $2 trillion monstrosity where very little is actually going to people and all that, and we're building up infrastructure, tunnels, bridges, like all kinds of stupid, giving money to schools that they can't use till 2022. So what the hell's the point of giving them money now? Like all this stuff, and burying like the deficit and future generations because someone has to pay it back. I mean, I don't know if you people understand this or not, but like it does have to happen. And the fact that this lying pile of goo, like they work together, like really. Last time I checked, it was down party lines, and then they completely rejected anything that the Republicans, even the GOP, said they wanted. Like, we heard what they wanted. We saw, oh, it's not big enough, and they just scrapped it, said screw it. Then it was, the big tie in the Senate, but they have Kamala. So she was the tiebreaker, and then, so they passed this partisan line. Like, congratulations. Like, they worked so well when they did this giant partisan bill and gave the Republicans and the GOP nothing and just did whatever they wanted and freight trained everybody. Yes, congratulations, Juan. They worked so well together. I mean, the Democrats did. They didn't give a damn what anyone else thought. Sorry, moron. That's not them working together. What do you think would have happened if the GOP tried that under Trump? They would have got freight trained. Then he went on to the border. It isn't open, even though the numbers are 3 times higher than they were this time last year. And we have extra facilities being open and children getting put in adult facilities because there's no room for them. They're looking for volunteers and more help. And they're not separating people. Yeah, they still are. That's the policy. The policy hasn't changed yet. You idiot. So how about you actually do some research? Stop lying. Hell. But this is coming from the guy that one time said that he used Wikipedia as a source. Like, I might not be the brightest person in the world, but everyone knows you do not use Wikipedia as a source for anything. Ever. But what the hell do I know? I mean, then he switches to, like, they're all the armed white supremacists on January 6th at the Capitol. Out of the several hundred arrests, I'm pretty sure 9 were actually white supremacist groups. Out of the couple hundred, 9. That does not make all white supremacy. Just like there's all this armed horse garbage, whatever you want to call it, that they're spewing. All these armed people, not one gun. Not one. Out of all those arrests and all the people, not one. But he keeps spewing it and saying it, and idiots keep eating the stuff up. Like, the stuff is actually out there for you to look at. Like, how hard is it to just look at anything? Cops are all racist, according to him. Why? Because, 9 out of a couple thousand, or, it's pretty much the same thing as, calling everyone at the Capitol that day white supremacists. 9 out of a couple hundred that were arrested. Pretty much says that, no, it wasn't this big white supremacist thing. Proves it, just like the cop thing. 6% of the population commits over 50% of the violent crime in this country. It's just the way it is. And he said that Republicans, Apparently we're all racist because there's only one black Republican in the Senate. Well, I don't know if you ever looked at voting logs, Jagaloon. But look what the majority of the black community votes all the time. It's Democrat. There's not too many black Republicans. And all the ones that do get called Uncle Toms and all kinds of beautiful things. And shunned and coons and everything. Which, again, like shows you great how nice the left is. But everyone, we're all racist because there's only one black senator that's a Republican. Well, congratulations, numbnuts. Look at all the ones on the left. What, they're all on the left. Why? Because that's how they vote. Like, not say, like, throwing them all in there into one group. But they do historically vote Democrat. The black community. It's just the way it is. But, you know, why wouldn't it, like, be... You know, just throw race at everything, just like Trump. He was doing the, majority Muslim country ban, travel ban, because he's racist. No, it's because they couldn't confirm that people coming in from there weren't affiliated with any terrorist group. I'm sorry. Well, with all the attacks we had here on our soil, that's not racist. That's just, like, if you can't confirm this person isn't a scumbag, then sorry, we're not letting them in. Boom, safety thing. Putting a wall at the border. Democrats all wanted it. Hell, look, just a few years ago. They were still talking about how we needed to have a secure border and all that for, our nation's security. And look at them now. They don't give a damn. That's another thing. Whenever they ask him something about what do you think about this, why does he always have to switch it to, well, Trump. Like, we're not talking about goddamn Trump. Like, how about you, just like all the other people that are like, voted for Biden. It's funny how you don't see any of them saying anything. Granted, you never saw them say anything when he was running. Why? Because it was all just, but Trump, but Trump, but Trump, but Trump. All the stuff that they got in the mainstream media, it's just like, hell, I've gotten into an argument with Drew. He says he watches. If he does, he can confirm this. Where we literally got into an argument, pretty sure he hung up on me. And he did say to drink bleach. No, he said to inject yourself with bleach. Like, he said if there's a way we could do what that does, but inside the body somehow. Like, you look online, and even the CNN and MSNBC fact checkers online, when you ask and check, say no, he did not directly say to do it. But it's funny how all the video they played forever and ever and ever, they doctored it beautifully to where it was just that part. So if you didn't actually watch the whole thing, that's what it seems like he said. When even the liberal, useless CNN and MSNBC, of all people, fact checkers, are saying that he didn't actually say that directly, then guess what? He didn't say that directly, but you just ate up everything that they said on air, because they can say whatever the hell they want on air. It's okay. No one checks them. No one cares. I mean, like, what in the hell is wrong with people on the left? Like, in the media. Really. Like, I don't know how the hell they sleep at night spewing all this stuff. And I don't even really watch it. I literally go on, like, Facebook to get rid of notifications, post this stuff, and there's just one page that I follow to look for, autographed wrestling memorabilia. Like, it's like it. And recipes. You see, I share a lot of those, but that's it. Like, I don't even go looking. And there it is in front of my face all the time. Like, or I see a headline that someone shared from something, and guess what? I do this weird thing, unlike Juan Williams, who doesn't look up anything and even admitted to using Wikipedia, which just tells you the intelligence coming out of that one. But, like, look it up your damn self. Remember when we used to say that everyone wasn't that smart because they didn't have availability of anything, because they needed the internet. Then we get the internet, and, well, everyone's just progressively getting dumber. Look at our ranks in the world. We're dumber. But, like, why is everything, like, from any of them now? The great way to wrap this all up, like, between Chris Cuomo saying, like, calling half the country racist, Juan always has to pull the race card and Trump this and Trump that. Like, that's what they all do. The mainstream media, all of them. Whatever, like, network they're on, wherever they are. Why do, like, the liberals always have to just go to the race card? Every single time. Believe it or not, that's not why we think we should have borders and people should come here properly. Because what does it do to all the ones that are waiting in Europe and all that want to come here and they're doing their proper paperwork and waiting? They're not just, showing up and 3 days later getting sent wherever the hell they want. They're actually doing it properly. I have no problem with immigrants as long as they do it goddamn properly. That's why we have a system. No matter if you like the system or not, we have one. I respect the people that follow it. Like all those people on Ellis Island and all that stuff, and look at how garbage they were treated. But they did it. You know, just hand them the world and say, hey, see you later, bye. If that makes me racist for feeling that, well, you know, so be it. Sorry, I have a brain in between my ears. In between these headphones, there's actually a brain. But damn, like, stop listening to it. You don't gotta go, like, we don't have to get along on most of it, but, like, literally, right there, mainstream media pulled. You know, Chris Cuomo and all them, racist card. The one lady on MSNBC, can't remember, like, their name, said that, you know, Republicans would trade, you know, I think it was higher taxes, lower taxes, whatever, which one it was, to be able to use the N-word. Like, said that on air. Like, think if someone on the right said that. Again, they'd be canceled by now, and you'd never even hear it come out of their mouth. Like, it's disgusting. Then I get called the hateful one. No, I just don't like being lied to and disrespected and being called a racist pile of this, that, and the other thing, and all those things that they've been doing for years and years and years. Sorry, I have a problem with, you know, people being scumbags just for the sake of it and lying through their teeth all the time and getting away with it. But I'm going to let that rant be over. Thanks for listening. Or, you know, if you're on Spotify, or watching if you're on any of the video services, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, you know, anywhere it's posted, I appreciate it. Like, share, comment, follow along, tell me what you think. Right on the pages, tell me what you want to talk about. Tell me if you want to come on and talk with me one day. We can do a sit-down. Been wanting to do one of those forever. Let me know. I appreciate it. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Enjoy your day as much as you can wherever you are, because the weather finally doesn't completely suck in most places, so enjoy it. And until tomorrow, my friends, have a good one. Peace.